Hey everybody, welcome to the real United States and welcome to Columbia Heights. We are in one of the neighborhoods in the northwest corner of Washington, D.C. and we are here because of the Scramble intersection, Scramble Crosswalk, X-Walk, or Barnes Dance as I will generally refer to it. And if you can see over my shoulder on the far side of the street, there is a sign indeed that says, hey, diagonal crossing is okay. Well, this is one of two intersections in Washington, D.C. that are a Barnes Dance or a scramble intersection, a diagonal crosswalk. And as you can see here, while there are the regular crosswalks at the intersection, there are kitty corner ones, or catty corner, depending on what part of the country you're from, that cut across the center of the intersection. Now the object is to expedite pedestrian traffic. Well, these sort of fell out of favor in the early part of the 20th century because they placed a priority on how expeditious pedestrian traffic was over automotive traffic. Automotive traffic was, of course, growing. But in the 1940s, Henry Barnes, a traffic engineer from Denver, saw how much trouble his daughter was having getting to school and renewed the interest in these scramble crosswalks. And because he never claimed to invent them, they were something he was aware of from previous experience, they did get his name attached to them and eventually became the Barnes Dance, a play on barn dance. They carried his name. Now Barnes ended up being a traffic engineer not just in Denver, but also he brought this style to Baltimore and to New York City. And yes, he was even a traffic engineer in, get this, Flint, Michigan. While he was in New York City, he actually became the traffic commissioner, I guess, in the early 1960s, and one of the first things he did was try to bring these crosswalks, these diagonal crosswalks, to the city of New York to expedite pedestrian traffic, because obviously in New York there's an enormous amount of pedestrian traffic. Most people walk. A lot of people drive, but most people walk. Now, I'm not personally certain how well I like these, because I don't think that people pay that close of attention, but the object is that they shorten the lights by 1/3. And every couple of cycles here, they shut down the lights in both directions, in all four places, so the traffic can cross the street or cross kitty corner across the intersection. Being from a small town, I don't know that I would ever be comfortable with doing the kitty corner cross, but hey, there are two of these. The other one, by the way, this one is at 14th Street here in Columbia Heights. And the other one is right downtown Washington, D.C., down near Gallery Place by the National Portrait Gallery. And actually it's right in front of Fuddruckers, which if you saw our episode on the history of hamburger, it was right there. But you can see this is a very heavily trafficked area. So I think you'll also notice that some people don't really care too much about where the crosswalks are. They're just crossing any place in the intersection while traffic is stopped. It's sort of a free-for-all, which is another reason that I'm not personally fond of them, but Barnes seemed to think it was a very expeditious way to get people where they were going. Anyway, this is another one of those things that started off in the U.S. and Canada around in the 1940s, and now I'm given to understand has spread to many other large cities around the world, certainly some in Europe and places like that. So we have Henry Barnes to thank for that. Barnes died at the ripe old age of 61 from a heart attack. He died at work. I think that speaks volumes about what engineering is really like, but hey, that's just me. So anyway, thanks folks for joining us here on the Real United States in Columbia Heights neighborhood in Washington, D.C. for the Barnes Dance or Scramble Crosswalk intersection. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have questions or comments, just want to say hi. Hey, leave in the comment section down below. I love hearing from all of you. I try to get back to everybody I can. Hey, you're new here? Click subscribe. Come along for the adventure. We got lots more to show you. And as always, well, thank you for watching.